that this season in general it's been a lot of fun to coach, because even though there were some hiccups along the way, this group has really been an awesome group to work with. And since we started in January, I can think of one practice since January where I felt like the energy and the effort wasn't there. I mean, these guys have really given me everything that they could give me, and I think that they're playing their best right now, and we really feel like we're starting from scratch. We're not thinking about the losses that we have, and we're not thinking about the month of March at all. We're looking at this like this is a whole new opportunity to hopefully go out there, play well as a group, show how kind of far we've come, and start beating some more ranked teams. I mean, we're psyched for that opportunity, and we feel like we're lucky to have it.
This was a huge transition year coming out of last year, which was kind of a lull year almost. But I am so beyond proud of the way we've played, and I think that it's important when it comes down to it, we have to be playing our best lacrosse in May, and that was always our goal. And so yeah, we had some transition games, and we had some building games, but as Lambert always says she says respect the process, and she said, hey, this is in April, she's saying as long as this isn't our best lacrosse, this may not be our best lacrosse now, but as long as we're playing well in May, that's what's important, and I think right now we're playing our best lacrosse.
No, we knew we had a talented freshman class, and we thought they had some, special talents and stuff like that. We weren't sure how long it was going to take them to kind of figure all that stuff out, but I definitely do feel like we're hitting our stride a little bit, and I was even thinking, I could hear Mike Daly's voice in my head kind of saying, you want to be playing your best lacrosse in May. You don't want to be playing your best lacrosse in March. And I think there were a couple teams that are pretty lucky they got us in March. I think we're playing as a group, and I think people understand their roles a little bit better. And I feel like where we thought maybe we weren't so deep, now we feel like we have some pretty honest options.
When you look back at the season, I feel like it's always easy to look back at not the bad but the negative. We had two really tough overtime losses, one to New Haven and one to NYT, and you just look back at everything you could have changed. But overall, it's important to remember that this was such an important season for us to we said it, we were this is a revenge tour. We lost to teams like SNU last year, we lost to teams like AIC, and we came back and we beat those teams, which is awesome. And the fact that we had such an intense overtime, what ended to be a loss to New Haven, yeah, that's brutal and that really sucks, but at the end of the day, it's important to remember we had an overtime loss to New Haven, who was third in the conference and ranked so high in the region.
We needed to beat a ranked team, but obviously we need to beat them to be ranked higher and all that sort of stuff. But just for our own psyche, we needed to win that game. And especially this time of year, as you start to have some injuries and you're about to enter finals, and we had a couple kids with the flu last week. This time of year, you really want to avoid 2 long travel days in a week, and we want to set ourselves up to be playing the best lacrosse we can be playing during tournament time, and winning that game on Friday and being able to play at our home space again is a really good start to that. I think it was huge.
Everything about that game was just I think it showed our whole entire team we are good and we can do this and we can beat ranked teams. I think that it's just an example that we are playing our best lacrosse in May, and that's what's important, and we've improved so much over the year. But we've had all these heartbreaking losses that were really close. Even Lemoyne, it was played really close, same situation, but to finally get the W, beat Pace, just sets the tone for the postseason. It's okay, you know what, we can do this, we can beat ranked teams, we're up there with everybody else, now it's just kind of working our way up in the polls.
And that's been the focus, since the second that game finished. We let everybody enjoy, Friday night, because they certainly deserved it, but that was something that, Cookie and I have been thinking about since Friday night is, okay, we're gonna, there's a lot of adjustments that could be made on their end to give us an entirely different game. We played pretty solid, and that's as well as we've played all year. So for us, it's just making sure that they come out with the same effort, the same attitude, and the same kind of focus and execution that they came out with on Friday night. Because a team like Pace, no matter what happened last week, it's a brand new season for them too. Friday doesn't matter to them either, and I think that probably holds even more weight for them. If you don't play your best, they will make you pay for it. They're a really scrappy, aggressive, confident team. So if we come out with anything less than we did on Friday night, that score could look a whole lot different. And I think we're all very well aware of that.
But Pace is going back and watching their film, and they have a lot of adjustments to make, and they're going to make the adjustments. They're a really quality team. They're a hardworking team, and I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to come back so hard, firing at us. But I think it's important to remember, postseason's a new animal. Like, this is a brand new season. Like, nothing that has happened in the past matters at this point. So it doesn't matter that we beat them 18-9. As great as the game that was, it really doesn't matter. Like, this is a new season now.
We're right where we belong, which is home, the first round of the tournament. That's where we belong. That's where we should stay. You know, last year we struggled a little bit and we ended up having to go to Bentley, but this is the way it should be, and we expect to play the same way that we did on Friday night. I mean, we are ready for this, and it wouldn't matter if it was at pace or not. To be honest with you, we're ready, but we're pretty lucky that it happens to be here. I think that's going to make our job just a little bit easier.
We have to have all the confidence, but there's no overconfidence. We know that they're going to come at us hard, but we're going to have to just keep playing the way we've been playing, like the way we played on Friday, have confidence, and just listen to the game plan, know the game plan. We know it. Playing on WB has been like one of the most humbling experiences, just playing for Stonehill in general. So going out on Friday was such an emotional game because I was so nervous, and not nervous, but I'm like, there's a chance this could be my last game on WB, and I was so not ready for that. And so being able to have home field advantage tomorrow, having our fans in the stands, being able to like look down at the turf and it say Stonehill, like that's huge. Like that's huge. Like we're the home team. Like we're ranked below them, but like we showed them, like we beat them, and they have to come all the way back here from New York and play us. Like that's awesome, and I'm so excited to be able to take WB again with my team.
It's not very smart for us to expect the same kind of game that we saw on Friday night. You know, we know that they're going to give us a little bit more, and I think we're prepared for all of them. We just have to stay mentally focused, we have to communicate, and we really have to work as a team to make sure we're all on the exact same page against their defense. Because there's a few different things that they could throw at us, and we practiced them all, we know them all, you know, all of that sort of stuff, but knowing isn't enough. We have to make sure we're ready to execute, and I think just making sure that from one end of the field to the other, we are all kind of working like in connection with each other is the key